Okay, we're straight into the action between Sinners and 3D Max. So we actually got ourselves into a 1v1 by the looks of things, but I think maybe the HUD's wrong. I think maybe it's a shock 1 versus 2, and I believe so. Lucky and Jocko could be about to catch him out on the angle, but they don't check it in time. Shock has a chance at this one now. He can isolate these fights. Oh, did he just hit one bullet and dink both of them at the same time? He's taken Lucky. He's got a chance now to take the last as well, and he stops Jocko from going past the angle. It looks like it was some team damage in there, as Lucky gets a damage assist in the kill feed. So I think it actually was Lucky tagging up Jocko with his own shot. They line up, and that's a great start for Sinners.
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't a ton to break down. We did miss the start of the round. Played out. I'm imagining it was pretty quick, and then it was kind of difficult to follow with the HUD. As you said, we weren't 100% sure, but yeah, we did see a team assist, I believe, up on the kill feed there in the end as well. So it manages to work out in the end, of course, for Sinners, despite, well, looks like it was going to be a bit of a round loss. And it's heavy on the SMGs. Ton of MP9s, they get some utility, but honestly not all that much, so I think they're going to try and force the fight here, get right in the faces of 3D Max and just set the pace for this best of 3.
Yeah, I always do like Sinners, watching them play. They're always quite a fun team to watch. They're very high clutch ability, it feels like, on this team, which is always fun.
The B aggression, though, I was going to say, if they had pushed quick there onto A, it might have paid off with just a single MP9, but they've left it a little bit too long now. Assistance has come in, B-Stick's in play, and, well, if this Galil finds a kill, maybe they still have some hope, but really it does depend on Maka popping off.
B-Stick, ready for the Glock to come his way, and the Galil is going to be baited in, and actually it works out for that kill, and AGT is in a bit of trouble. I think he'll be quite happy with the fact he got 2 there. Moscow has kind of relaxed the situation slightly, dealing with gravity, so 2 MP9s have been picked up. And another plant will come through, which is very helpful for that economy. But Shock is here. He's ready to go. Lucky's going to get gooshed up with, of course, no armor. Which means that aim punch is a problem. And that's an easy 2-0 start for Sinners in the end.
Yeah, and a clutch position there as well from AJT to actually manage to pull off the 2 kills. He was fairly low on bullets, I believe, by the time he even got that first kill. The second player swings wide on him, and he just about manages it. If he didn't, that probably would have played out differently towards the end there. The bomb plant would have went down a lot easier. There wouldn't have been as quick of a rotation, with potentially even the ability for that deeper CT push to come in. So he did kind of save the day. Either way, now they're heavy onto the rifles. A good bit of damage was done, so you do see 3D Max buying straight back into this.
Bomb plant certainly helped, especially with the kills they managed to take. Crazy how that one Galil really made such a big difference in getting that bomb plant and making this buy, or this, at least this buy being better, a possibility.
It's pretty good. I mean,
not a bad call from 3D Max in that sense. Not often you see that, right? Just one hero Galil.
Yeah. Really good utility as well. It's on par, if not better, than the buy that Sinners have, so it definitely made sense to put the buy in here. And you can see Sinners don't know what to expect right now, because 3D Max just haven't really given away what they're working with. See a big exchange here, though, in the caves. Nice little bait and switch set up, but the timing is horrible for Shock. Caught with the flash in hand. Joko manages to just about get that kill before he goes down as well, with a dink being received. Lucky follows up with another frag on NEOFRAG, and Sinners are just not finding any success in this round. 3D Max have come alive as soon as they've got the guns in hand. See whether Joko manages this kill here. He's already low health, so best expecting a trade, and there you go, Maka manages to pull it off. So yeah, I mean, a pretty successful round. AJT at this point should probably be looking to save this M4. I don't think 3D Max will be all that willing to hunt it down either.
Yeah, all 3 shots there from 3D Max in Jaguar. The brawl, well, they were clean as anything. You know, the damage that was taken wasn't really significant. We'd expect maybe more from that little setup that Sinners had, but when 3D Max hits shots like that, then yeah, not really much you can do. Gravity with the opening. Jocko was holding his teammate's hand and managed to easily take the refacing player. No trade possibility for Sinners, and AJT, I should say, is forced to save.
I didn't want to call you out on it.
Yeah, don't worry. I know when I'm wrong.
America's Got Talent.
Yeah, I know when I'm wrong when I misstep the G and the J sometimes in the heat of the moment.
Yeah, no, I get it.
It's very obvious. Any small mistake when you're a caster, you fixate on it, don't you? So
I noticed it in, I think it was the first round, and then I just immediately forgot till you said it again. Because it wasn't a big deal. It was just like, yeah, not quite what it was. It kind of made me think, oh, I better not make that same mistake because
well, there you go.
Could have. Yeah.
I've got you. In a weird way, I've got you.
Exactly.
That's one way to throw that deep nade. Wow. That was.
Yeah. Didn't do a ton of damage, but it could if someone was trying to run straight in for that mid pick. Timing on that MP line spray, unfortunately. They're going to be focused there on this mid control, and well, there is some presence around both Sniper's Nest and also Donut. It's Oscar and the up, though, they've definitely got to be worried about, but a good placed nade could do serious damage, and they do have a few in play.
You'd still favour 3D Max on a round like this, though. Oscar, as we say, has the AWP out, but in that glass cannon, he right now is a little bit disconnected from the action, of course, just keeping an eye on Red Room and the possibility of 3D Max wandering up, which could be very real with Gravity in the position he was in, but he's gone back to Temple now to focus on A. NEOFRAG will be boosted up silently onto the grass. It looks like preparing for a proper split here. Maybe one through Red Room as a lurk and the rest through Donut.
Being slowed by this utility, though. There's none really left apart from a flash and a HE, but it put them in a very pressurized situation indeed. And AJT, yeah, there we go, managed to get a quick double once again from that position where he excelled in the second round. Well, this time he's the only man on his team to go down. It is cleaned up elsewhere. NEOFRAG, while blinded, even gets that final kill assisted by Oscar's flash.
Yeah.
And it is a quick return to leave 3D Max once again wallowing. It's going to be a similar buy, though, to the one they had success with in that previous round. So they should come back swinging.
So I tend to just double check to see if, you know, pronunciations are okay, if there's anything obvious that I've got wrong, maybe someone in chat saying something. Someone has. We have an easier option for AJT. Apparently it's pronounced 8.
8,
okay. ATE, which makes sense because often the J is silent, isn't it? So yeah, it's that makes it a lot easier, so thank you very much for that. RLKXY is the guy who has provided that information, so you get a shout out for being so very kind. Thank you.
Yeah, no, 3 syllables, it just wasn't cutting it. It doesn't flow when you're trying to...
I know, right?
Play by playing.
Exactly. I've casted Sinners before, and I have said AJT, and no one's corrected me, so... For the person who's finally corrected me, thank you very much.
Probably been a bunch of people who were like, oh, I can't be arsed logging in to tell them this. But they're secretly raging. Hey, you know. Maybe. Anyway, we're back into the game. We've got to focus on this. That deep molly, I believe, popped a little bit high, so I don't think it blocked the push towards cave as they had planned. Meaning Shock is going to be alone. Could be challenged pretty soon. Again, though, I believe they've just put that smoke down to focus in on the mid control instead. They've taken quite a bit of damage. I believe he had to fall back through the molly as well, down to 32. Although he managed to dish out quite a bit as well that I wasn't fully aware of. I presume from nades.
Yeah, lots of damage. 8 down to 32, Gravity 19, Jocko 20, and 3D Max in this situation, of course, after you just lost the previous round. Such an early stage of the game, money's not been built up. And very limited utility right now as well, of course. Smoke. One of them has been used off the back of Gravity, couple of flashes, 1 Molotov. Now, what do you do here? Do you put the low HP players in first to get the high HP players to trade you? Or do you just try and win a duel with your healthy player to keep the numbers intact? That is the question. 8 is ready, but thankfully, for 3D Max's sake, he is the one that's low.
Oh, still manages a kill, even if it was on one of the low health players. It keeps the numbers equal for the moment, gives them a chance now to begin rotating, and with NEOFRAG still in position, cutting off that mid lurker. Actually get a man up now. Decent position to try and kick off this retake from. They've got most of the players already in position. Shock manages to catch Maka before he can actually get himself into a spot that was well covered off. Trying to catch one, I guess, from that off angle. It just doesn't pay off for him. Even Lucky and Exercise now in a very difficult spot. Lucky taking contact, hoping that they wouldn't be fully aware of Exercise's position. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. And Oscar locking it down. A shoulder comes around the corner, and that is plenty. No old man reflexes in play. He is still in the prime of his life. And he would be in anything else other than CS, so I don't know why we consider it to be. If you're as dedicated as Oscar is, then you're still going to have them skills, man.
Listen, like, at the end of the day, everyone knows that people will pick up on Oscar being 32, right? But in reality dictates it's young. That's a young age, and it's not a big deal. Look how many players at the top of Counter-Strike still performing incredibly well, getting to big finals. I mean, Rain is a great example. Carrigan, of course. Like, Carrigan can still have his occasional pop-off game in a big match for FaZe in an arena, right? Which is incredible considering the roles he puts himself in for FaZe. Anyway, Sinner's looking good. 4-1 up on CT Ancient. And 3D Max back down to pistols again as we rush in toward mid.
NEOFRAG had a perfect position. Unfortunately, while blinded, he started that spray a bit prematurely. Wasn't able to get it under control, and instead it is 8 who gets to just eat up those eco frags. It's going to be 5-1 for Sinners, and well, they're off to a tremendous start here on what is their opponent's map choice. And as I had said, if they can manage to pull off this victory here on Ancient, they will be primed for potentially that 2-0 on Nuka. Would be sitting with them as slight favourites, obviously depending on side starts and stuff. But I don't think 3D Max were hoping for their own map choice to kick off like this either way, so they've definitely got to pick it up real soon. Back on the rifles, I guess this is the time they can do it. Makado, no op in play, it's just going to be the AKs. Look at this push.
Oh, B-Stick had a chance to pounce there. He needed at least the one, but NEOFRAG could still answer this one backward. And Oscar's found that pick in response too, so this 5v2 has turned into a 2v2 incredibly quickly.
And it's the two players we highlighted for Sinners as well. We pointed Oscar out as our player to watch, but we said NEOFRAG, he needed to perform as well if they were to get that victory. As NEOFRAG is left alone back on the bomb site. He's actually called in for assistance already, and Oscar's there. It was a perfect play. NEOFRAG takes that first kill, gets brought low, sure, but just turns around immediately and hightails it, knowing that very likely he is going to be chased. They won't be ready for Oscar to be in position so quickly as well, and it's just a free frag at that point. 6-1. It's a close round. We've had a decent number of close rounds already, but that doesn't matter if 3D Max cannot start getting them over that finish line.
Not wrong.
I mean, on the plus side, there's barely any money in the bank for Sinners, so 3D Max definitely can still break them, but for now they're stuck with pistols to do so.
It's these sort of rounds that Sinners have to be careful on, though, of course, because these are so very dangerous. And it's what can maybe spiral a very successful CT half. Using to pistols is always frustrating for any CT defense. Ike's in position. He's got some work to do. Manages to get himself 1 and 2. And he keeps himself alive as well. Great utility usage. He's got up to 12 kills in this game. Could make it more. There's 13. Refacing with the P2000. I would prefer to see a reload of the M4 before he goes in for more. And actually he'll get punished for that. So there we go.
Many people consider 13 to be an unlucky number, so I wouldn't have re-peeked right there with only a pistol. Just saying. I don't consider myself superstitious, but he was asking for that.
True, true.
Lucky with an M4 in hand, though, and already 2 kills. Who knows? Might live up to his name here. Does have the assistance of Gravity, who he said has performed quite well in his, what we presume to be trial games so far.
Yeah.
As the flash is perfect to take Oscar off the angle, but at the very least, The M4 wasn't quite able to get anything done with that, and now they just don't really have the time to do anything anymore. I think saving the M4 is an option, but they would have money with a loss bonus either way. I'm not sure if he wants to do that indeed. They're just going to go for it, see if they can maybe cause some more damage, and
Yeah.
well, that's not going to happen, but as I said, it's better that they just died anyway.
Yeah, actually quite kind of smart from Oscar there, because one, the M4 in that position against the pistols gives him more maneuverability. Two, he knows he can pick it up again immediately, and of course the kill reward is a little bit more, right? So an extra $200 rather than getting an AWP frag. Every little helps, as they say.
Yeah, well, that one shop says.
Yeah, other shops are available. So apparently it's more like IT, as in AIGHT, rather than ATE.
Like saying, you know, IT. Like
Aye.
but in like
Aye.
yeah, like a mad accent. Yeah,
There you
there we
go.
go. You got what I was going for. I just couldn't do it, but you we're all good.
Alright. Yeah, it's a funny one. Apparently we shouldn't be
Aye,
taking it
alright.
personally because it's quite hard. Like, apparently
It
lots
is.
of Czech pronunciations are quite difficult.
And
So-
and he just has to be having a good game, so we have to keep saying his name. He couldn't have
Exactly,
just chilled in the back, no?
Exactly. He's
Again.
having a great game, and he's not exactly one of the highest rated either, right? He's one of the guys
No.
we kind of spoke about beforehand, saying, look, if he steps up today, that'll be great to see, and so far he is. Can Beastick step up? He certainly can. Macca's ahead of the molly, and gets caught off guard. Thankfully, Jocko's there to answer back. Jocko can be one of the most explosive players on this 3D Max team. We need to see more from him in this game for 3D Max to answer back on this T side. Shot continuing to go aggressive, and he catches gravity on the headshot line. That's lovely.
Yeah, not ideal. I thought he may have even lined himself up to double kill as the second head was creeping slowly into the crosshair. Didn't quite happen. Instead, it's a nade that furthers the pain for 3D Max and what is around that they really do need to win. This half is already completely spiraled out of control. Molly down a bit too soon, I'd say they're in the cave, but either way, it reminds 3D Max that Sinners, they have the utility to spare, or potentially do. Because they're not being too lax with using it right now. Time is beginning to tick down at this point though, and they're going to go for a little bit of a boost at the bottom of the ramp. Oscar could be caught by this. They get this initial kill. Shock then in on the bomb site. NEOFRAG has a bit of a rotation to actually assist, so with the smokes down, they could still have a chance at getting through and getting that bomb down. Ah, the molly though is going to ruin their hopes, really.
More good work from Oscar. And just does everything right, doesn't he? Like, that is just the right thing to do. Even when he's got the AWP in that position. Shoulder pick the angle, try and bait your rifler in, and you can fall back behind the smoke and play a little bit safer. Lucky and Jocko, not exactly full health between the two of them. Jocko, 9 seconds for the plant. We'll try and get it down, but NEOFRAG pushing up closer, and look at this, Ite's already in position. NEOFRAG takes that one, as we thought he would. And 3D Max cannot get anything going on Ancient. And of course, reminder, it is their map pick.
Yeah, I mean, I love how they played that retake there as well. The player pushing in from CT went just far enough that he'd take the attention of that player in towards the cave away, because he hears those footsteps coming through. Obviously, that player has to look then in case he tries to cross and kill that planter, and it just gave the free kill to the retaker coming through cave. Sorry, I don't remember who was who. Honestly, I was too focused on the scenario, so no specifics in terms of names, of course, were given by me right there, but it was just well played. They were clearly communicating. They're not just getting into that groove, you know, where it's like 7-1-8-1 and you're just all playing and just doing whatever. They're still giving it their all in these rounds right now, and that's because, as we said, there is so much on the line with those Pro League spots. Not quite from this game, but pretty soon if you can take this one. And, well, this mid-play right now for 3D Max is one of the better situations they've actually had play out so far in this game. The trades have finally gone in their favor, but it is by no means a certainty. The positive is, as you can see, that defense rather is spread incredibly thin. I believe the call has been made to abandon that A bomb site, but they're not going to be here in time. 3D Max already moving through.
This is the first really good opportunity for 3D Max, and it's still one. Might struggle to get over the line. Oscar's going to choose to go aggressive. Shock has taken gravity once again. He was still lurking around Jaguar. And from what was a 4 versus 3, as they tried to get the bomb planted, it's suddenly a 3 versus 0. Wow. Well then, that switched very quickly. I said it was their first good opportunity. It felt like it when they had a 4 versus 3 and the bomb was about to be planted. I thought they could get into some decent after plant positions. Turns out that was not the case. And Sinners continue to increase their lead.
Yeah, I mean, positive. No one's underperforming on 3D Max relative to each other, but no one's really performing at all. It's a bit of a problem.
Yeah, we want to see some of the firepower, right? I called on Jocko. You mentioned Maka, of course.
I mean, Gravity looks real promising as well.
Yeah.
I can't single anyone out because it's just an entire team right now that is not having any success anywhere. It's no one individually that seems to be causing this trouble. It's just the whole unit together.
Exactly.
This meshing, or at least if it is meshing at all, Sinners are just tenfold in terms of level right now. NEOFRAG picks up the opening kill around the edge of that smoke, does it again as he takes down Gravity. Will at least get that one trade, but it's incredibly costly for him to do so.
Jocko.
They don't relent with this aggression either.
Yeah, Shock's ready and waiting, but guess who's found another kill? It's Mr. Oscar. Exercise, trying to work his way up ramp, but this is all that 3D Max have left, trying to play off the back of each other, trying to trade their way in, and if they do that, well, it's another incredibly difficult situation for them. Exercise will find one, but he's low for his troubles, and look at Shock, he's still here again. And Jocko realises that he's been caught, crossing, tries to take aim duels, but Oscar finds a triple to finish off the round. 10-1 as we go into the final round of the half, Dean. Wow. 11-1 or 10-2. That's not what I expected.
Yeah, I think we're getting towards the end of things here, potentially on Ancient. 3D Max are just looking completely deflated right now, being held down by something, and I don't think it's Gravity. As I said, this is more than just the fact that they're playing with a player who they've only had on the team in a trial fashion for about 2 weeks, I believe. So nothing is clicking. Quick plays, at least some confidence to try and establish some early map control, and well, with a decently placed nade, Oscar is being forced to fall back in towards the spawn. Not going to be able to do a ton if he gets pushed here by both of these players. At most, maybe one, then the trade comes through, and in a ton of time, they could do a lot with this sniper nest control.
Shark, having a glance next to the smoke. Lucky, ready and raring to go. Finally, can we see something for the French in this game? B-Stick, nice peek on the timing, realising he has the shield of the smoke, but in comes Maka. He gets that trade once again. Oscar finds one though, 3 versus 3. NEOFRAG working his way back in.
Again, I have hope for 3D Max, but Sinners have been pretty swift on these retakes. Right now, though, 3D Max aren't really giving them an inch to work with. Instead, Joko hopes to hold his ground. It's not going to work out with that Galil in hand. Instead, elsewhere, the trade comes back, leaving Maka now in a 1-on-2, but he's got that health advantage. He has the 1-on-1 there versus Oscar, but the bomb isn't planted for him. NEOFRAG just wants to hop on it. No, never mind. He goes out for the fight, and Maka finally adds another round to that counter for 3D Max. It's a second, but will it be enough is the question. We will have to wait and see after this short break.
take it. Second half between Sinners and 3D Max, and at the moment it's actually only been a one-way street. Sinners are loving life on this map at the moment, and it's 3D Max's pick. Can they answer back on CT?
Game well played. Is that an accusation? An unfortunate phrase, as 3D Max are having an unfortunate game so far. The Dil Berettas on that CT side as well. We'll see if they pay off, as the rush might just come in towards this B-bomb site. It looks to be the case. Joko, even with the opening kill, despite the damage that was done on towards Maka, it leaves them with a bit of an advantage here to play off of, and a gap in that smoke that could really bite Sinners in the ass, but never mind. They actually might just make it work in their favor instead, as those Glocks manage to reign supreme. A 3-on-2 as the bomb goes down, pretty much uncontested. Smoke still in place. That long flank, I was going to say, about to be spotted, but Lucky hits a nasty headshot on a mid-air NEOFRAG. And now it's a 2 versus 2 as they retreat to the back lines to try and play off of this bomb.
Exercise. And Lucky, they need this one, and that's a good rundown from Exercise. Time to shot for the P250. Everything's been going Sinner's way so far. Could it be another clutch? And look at this, Lucky's been forced so far forward. I think even if he got back to the site there was no time for the defuse. Shock had it all in the palm of his hand. Hits another headshot anyway, just to confirm it. Sinners 11-2.
This is rough. This is not the game I had in mind coming in. I was expecting back and forths on all maps. I didn't think the picks were even going to matter very much, and clearly they didn't, just not in the way I was thinking. Sinners are making this look like it is their home right now, and he said that this was probably one of the more equal maps in terms of stats for these two teams. I believe Sinners might even have the slightly better stats in terms of win percentage, but it's played slightly more by 3D Max. So we were thinking things would go down to the wire here, but that has not been the case, and it doesn't look like it's going to be that either, because this is the force buy from 3D Max. They've already lost a player, and well, they've lost that B-bomb site in the meantime as well. They can't even retreat to safety.
Nice shot, NEOFRAG. Getting all the right shots at the right time, our Sinners. And both of us mentioned, of course, before we went live in this game, that we're expecting to see Oscar, that's why he was our player to watch, and NEOFRAG be the sort of the main duo to take point. And well, I wanted to pick NEOFRAG to begin with. I actually agreed with you that Oscar was the better choice. And look at NEOFRAG go. 18-7 now. Maybe I should stick with my gut.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I kind of knew Oscar would show up. It was NEOFRAG that was in question for us.
No, I agree. I absolutely agree with you. But he is having a great game, which is great to see for Sinners. It is definitely a firepower upgrade getting him back into the fold once again. I remember casting NEOFRAG, of course, on this team way back when he was still a bit more of a newbie to the scene and people watching. IEM Fall RMR comes to mind. Back when they beat Heroic in that Vertigo game, I think, from memory. He had a great performance back then.
Yeah, I mean, even just looking at the stats, it kind of gives you the picture. Oscar, he's the only player with a positive KD over the past 3 months. They've played 57 maps and he's plus 152. And then you have NEOFRAG following closely behind.
Yeah.
Just to say, Oscar has a 1.13 rating over the past 3 months, and then NEOFRAG has a 1.11, but he has a negative KD at minus 15. So it tells you in the games where he does show up, he has massive impact, but he's maybe just not quite as consistent as Oscar is. So that's why he was the condition for them to take this win. And when he shows up, as you can see, 18-7, it really pays off in the team scoreline as well. He's always been that player, though.
Yep.
And pretty much every iteration of this lineup. Even when they've had other stars, he was always that player. If he showed up, you were almost certain they were going to win. Oh, there we go, though. Decent kill again from 8. I was going to say a shotgun up close can be scary, and indeed, Lucky picks up the headshot. I would have got a dink and got shot in the face himself. Oh, but a second kill comes through as he dodges that flash with his quick sense. Both game and mouse.
That was a great reaction from Lucky. That's actually not an easy shot to hit, because all too often the XM in that scenario can just, as you so rightly say, hit the body. We do 60-70 from that range and not get the kill instantly.
if it's at the neck, only like half of the bullets hit the head, and you get the dink as well if it's at a certain range, and it's infuriating.
Ooh.
We're shocked.
Kind of, exactly. Kind of like...
Time for a bad pun.
kind of like what we've been expecting from Sinners this entire game, pretty much. With shots like that. Now, Lucky's in a pretty good spot with the XM again, but does he have any internal clock as to the possibility of two players walking through Temple? I think he does. This is actually not bad timing. Oh, did he get round the corner? Perhaps he did, but NEOFRAG, he's going unchecked. It's all going Sinner's way. Now, Lucky, did I say his internal clock? Has he seen him? Oh, is it 4x3 moment? I think it might be. Teammate might get taken down, but he's going to have no idea that B-Stick's where he is. And Shock actually just spins around and takes him anyway. Oh my goodness. What a performance individually across the board for Sinners on map 1.
Yeah, I mean, I was not expecting that. I thought maybe a more one-sided scoreline would have been something like a 13-8 to either one of these teams. I wasn't expecting one of them to just get walked all over basically in this opening map, and I certainly didn't think it was going to be 3D Max who chose Ancient, who were probably going in feeling pretty damn confident.